Welcome back to Bear to Bull. Today we'll be looking at Bitcoin and be talking about altcoins as a whole. So let's actually start off with Bitcoin and then we'll get into what's going on with the altcoin space. So we have Jordan over here from CTM showing us some data, kind of like a heat map where you can see areas that get overheated. And you can see over here pretty much the tops. 2017 wasn't as crazy, so it didn't reach up as high. However, what you can notice now is we're not even close to those levels. Not close to 2017 levels, not close to 2013 levels. What we look like to be, what ranges is like 20%. So if we come back down here at 20%, we would probably be around here right before the takeoff, and it lines up with other statistics as well. So if we look at price action over here as well, yeah, probably somewhere around here, it lines up pretty accurately, or at least close enough where you can make an approximation. So there's room to run on this data. There's room to run on on the overall market for crypto and the overall market for Bitcoin. So what I want to show you guys is really quickly is what's going on with altcoins. Obviously, when Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down with it, just harder. And when Bitcoin goes up, altcoins generally go up harder. So I want to show you a few things, but I want to show you what's going on with Bitcoin, and we're going to transition that into the altcoins. And the reason why it's something interesting for you to check out, or at least to understand, is so you know what's going on in the market on the macro standpoints. So this is back in 2017. We had the bottom, then we came back up. You can see the RSI. We had bearish divergence up here, and we came back down. And then as we were moving up, we had little drops in price, little corrections. We have not reached these areas yet, which I'll show you what's going on. This is actually from Cheng, this chart, this data. So he makes a very interesting comparison. And I believe price action is looking similar to 2017. However, the back end, or the stuff going on with the blockchain that you can see, the analytics, that looks more like 2013. So it looks like it's a mix of both. But as you can tell over here, we're kind of like heading down in this this ascending wedge. So I think we're probably around here, somewhere around here. As long as we hold this line, everything's fine. Everything's still within in play. My portfolio is down about 7%. It is what it is. It's not bad once you look at the macro. So if you did your proper like risk to reward ratio, and if you understand like this is where we're at and we need to get like to these levels for us to top out, then you shouldn't really be worried, at least in my opinion. So I still believe that we're going to hit between like 75 and 85K before we come back down and probably get a pattern similarly to this. So this is just for you guys to keep in mind. And this is for Bitcoin. So when this happens, don't freak out. What we might have is something similar to 2017 between the Bitcoin and altcoins, and I'll show you that in a bit. But I just want to show you another pattern from Techdev that shows the RSI kind of points of interest on the RSI. So you can see over here in 2017, we had this price going up and we had this bearish divergence. Same thing going on in 2020, 2021. We had the same point, and we had two touches of the RSI, two touches. This is where things kind of changed a bit, and this is why I want you guys to take into account what may happen with altcoins. So as we came back up, and it generally touched the higher area of this point, and then came back down. We did not do that. We actually came down, and it's probably due to leverage, honestly. So two things are either going to play out. I don't see us going sideways from here. We're either going to come down and finish off this correction and probably take off, or we might go up to this point, and then come down to this point and take off, and then come back up to like finish the cycle. which will probably be higher than this instead of this area of 75 to 85K. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you do see it come down and you're still bullish on Bitcoin, which I am from all the data, I would actually be buying in that range. However, I don't think that's going to happen. I can't say for sure, but that's just something to keep in mind in case you do want to set stop losses. Overall, everything seems bullish right now. Who's bringing in the metaverse? Was it Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, Microsoft? Nvidia was even talking about it, I believe. So like, everyone's talking about the metaverse and stuff like that. So we'll see how that plays out. But as of right now, I'm still bullish. If we have pullbacks, I mean, we have pullbacks. I mean, Bitcoin did a 100% run in 3 months. You know, you're not gonna get that in stocks. I'm not gonna freak out over like a 7-10% drop. It is what it is, and you know, the odds are in our favor, I should say. So here's a percentage of profit from 2017 and 2021, so you get an idea of this indicator. And this one's from Alan. Alan's a badass with sharing data, which I'll be getting Glassnode pretty soon. I don't like having to pay for the extra stuff, but it is what it is. This is good information to have, especially as we get closer to December. So we can see here these points of interest when we topped out, and then we actually see price action kind of move up. So generally we top out, price moves up, and then it comes back down to this like bottom range of this red area. We came down over here, and then we moved back up. This is the other point of interest, and generally some time passed before we actually topped out. As you can see over here, we had a spike up and then came back down for that that breakdown, and then we broke back up. It's probably the last flush to just get everybody out. So as you see over here, we still have some time to move up. We might have this, we might be in this current pattern right here. And then we'll have that spike up to 75, 85K and then come back down. Like I said, don't disregard that we can't go down here because it is possible. And then we might just shoot up. It just depends on your time frame of trading. Overall, I still think I would rather be positioned in than not. But you know, this is the next thing I want to talk to you guys about. So if this happened in 2017 where we had the spike up, this is where the spike was in November, and then we had it just came down, and then you know we finished up the blow off top. So what happened to altcoins is it didn't really move much. So if you're positioned into altcoins and this scenario plays out, then you shouldn't have much to worry about as long as you can handle some volatility. So you can see here 2021, the altcoins pretty much were following Bitcoin, same type of movement. The thing I will mention though is that this is a little different. Back in 2017, we actually had a top on the RSI, and then it came, or in the stocks, RSI, and then came back down, hit the bottom range, and then came back up for the blow off top. So over here we actually don't have that. We don't have that drawdown. We're just up there. So this is why I say this. It's something that you should have in the back of your mind. I'm not sure if we're gonna drop lower. It is possible. Just keep that possibility. However, overall, I still think we're not done with this bull run, and I don't plan to be shaken out. It is possible that it might just trade sideways and let this cool down, and then once you know Bitcoin tops off, then it'll move to alts, or there's a couple different scenarios, but I would think that at this position with alts as low as they are, as you can see here, with the total market cap kind of breaking out where it was before, and alts as low as they are, you can see there's a lot of red. These are buying opportunities for most of them, or for a large amount of them. See, this one came down, this one's coming down, CTSI, TKY, these are the biggest ones on the daily. See, so they're still holding the trend line, or I guess the macro area. Same thing with B Pro. That's a small one. amp. So pretty much you just have to see how you can manage your risk and how you want to play this. Um, so yeah, there is a couple options playing out for alts. Like I said, this is something to watch out for. Take this into account that it's a possibility. So if it does, happen to come down here, just don't be shaken out. If it's too late, it's too late. If you want, you can set up a stop loss below this certain point, below this area. If it gets triggered, then you'll just reposition yourself when it comes back down and see the RSI kind of trending up or the stock's trending up, and you can position yourself either up here, when we get a confirmation, or down here when you see the stocks kind of reversing. And what I mean is this one when it like crosses over. For you guys that are not familiar. Yeah, so we have the data that's on our side. Everything looks pretty good overall. It's just good to keep the stuff in mind. So let's look at BLX. So BLX is pretty much Bitcoin, but it has more data than the other BTC parents. So I use this one. Let me delete this. This is gonna be a quick analysis. I mean, as you guys, most of you guys know that the altcoins that I follow are generally or the altcoins I position myself in are generally the ones that have a good risk to reward ratio. So right now Bitcoin is coming down. It's still on that trend line, I believe. So see, so it's down here. It's under it. It's got that one, and it's got this one. So we should be heading up to the blow off top soon. I still think it's going to be in December. We have to see how things play out. You can see the volatility is down for the day. Even though we have a cross, sometimes it just reverses up. On the weekly, it's a little bit higher. Everything's still trending up on the weekly. And I personally like looking at the longer time frames. So overall, I'm still bullish on this. We just have to be patient and just see how it plays out. But if I see data like this, or even we can check on chain for you guys. Here we go. Check on chain, and we can see the supply dynamics of the long-term holders and short-term holders. Same patterns that we've had. You can see the price action. It hasn't started coming down yet. It looks like it might start sloping, but it's not there yet. So I don't see a reason to panic. I still think we're like maybe somewhere in this area. And for those of you guys that don't know, Bitcoin has had its run up in like the last 28 days. That just like broke everything. So those areas, these last like couple days to the blow off top, are gonna be crazy. So I don't know how we're gonna get there, but I believe we're gonna get there somehow. There's always some sort of narrative that gets pushed out. Like now you see that what is it, Steve Jobs, or no, I'm sorry, not Steve Jobs. What's the Apple guy, Apple CEO now, that took over Steve Jobs? But he came out and he was saying that he does own some crypto and he's pro crypto. And now you have the mayor of Miami saying that he's gonna pay like dividends for anyone that holds Bitcoin in the city. And it's just all this stuff that's starting to come out. Even Zimbabwe's, I believe, introducing a bill to make Bitcoin a legal tender. There's just so many things going on for Bitcoin. I just don't see it coming down anytime soon, especially since it needs liquidity, which is more than likely the young supply. So until that happens, if this supply keeps getting bought up and there's no supply for people to buy, price is just gonna go up. The less there is of something, the more it's generally worth. So I personally like Bitcoin over gold. If I think gold may be a good investment, maybe after I see some better numbers. As of right now, we can do a quick Where is this gold? This is gold. Why is my, oh, let me turn this off. What's up with my chart? Give me 1 second. I think I broke, oh, here we go. There, that's what it was. Okay. So gold finally broke out of this resistance area, which is good. It still has room to run. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's probably going to take a while. So an interesting play would be if you just kind of want to let your money sit after the bull market for crypto, you can position yourself for gold or another type of a commodity. It could be oil, it could be silver, and those would actually be a great place. If you see this, looks like a giant cup and handle to me. I know some of you are like, what's a cup and handle? So you generally take the top area of where the cup is in the bottom area, and you put it in its breakout area. So this is the cup, this is the handle. And then from this point, let's say if you were to get in today, but I would not get in right now actually, you would get about a 60% return. Now in crypto, that's, that could be a few weeks, so it's not something I'm looking to take right now. But once the Federal Reserve starts tapering all the quantitative easy money that is dumping into the market, then I think we might have a play like that. So silver generally moves even more. So if you want to look for these small caps, these large type of market movements that will probably pump as soon as we get I don't know if it's green light or it's a red light, however you want to see it. To me, it's a green light when there's going to be fear in the market. Those would be good trades to take, in my opinion. Let's look at the dollar really quick. So the dollar broke out of this resistance area. It does have room to run. We'll see what happens with that. But it might still come back down. The reason the dollar is probably going to go up, or not down at least right away, is because we have all these other issues with the rest of the world. China has actually just added more money to the system as well with the Everglade issues that they had not being to pay the debt. So they're covering it, and by doing that is they're going to inflate their money too. So it's not just them, it's just various parts of the world that are having or various countries and governments are just having issues with their money and managing it. So if you think about all these countries, I mean, the US alone added, was it about $3 trillion, or is trying to add $3 trillion now, but added, I think, like 4 or 5 trillion over the last year and a half. It's not crazy to see that Bitcoin can go from, what is it now? Let's check the market cap. Oh, well, let's just do B Pro. There we go. So current market cap is 1.2, which is not bad. But silver, I believe, is 1. Oh, if you guys do want to, I'll just share it with you guys. If you guys do want to know what we need to surpass and like pretty much their market caps or their overall valuations, you can go to market cap, Bitcoin. And I'm not sure if this one's going to show it, but I probably should have used Google. I just don't like being tracked by Google. Yeah, it's probably going to be on Google. But you can see pretty much how other commodities are doing, or the top ones with stocks alongside, and who has the highest market cap. It is not these market cap Bitcoin compared. Here we go. So amarketcap.com, and here you can see the market caps of companies as well as commodities. So you have market cap over here for gold, $11.8 trillion right now. Microsoft 2.5, Apple 2 point, just about 2.5, 2.46, oil, tech, whatever you want, it's here. Tesla, and right now we're right here on Bitcoin 1.2. I think we'll surpass silver by the end of the year. Not sure how high we'll get, but it is going to be interesting to see. And this is just, extra stuff for you to keep in mind. So you have these big companies investing in the metaverse, Nvidia, Facebook. Is there any other ones? Oh, Ethereum's down here. Tencent is huge. Tencent is a huge company. I'm sure they're looking into the metaverse, or at least crypto. They might just not say it since they're a Chinese company. So you have all these tickers that you can actually see on here from the stock market, or just the markets overall. And it's interesting to look at as you see things kind of like fluctuate up and down. But anyway, that's pretty much it. The main thing was covering Bitcoin, going over what's happening in the market, so you position yourself properly. Don't be fearful. We can even check the greed and fear index really quick. Yeah, so right now we're still on the greedy area. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's out of the question for us to keep moving up. However, it just being mindful that we can still come down. So to me, as long as we don't break this to me is still bullish, and it'll probably go to the upside. But we'll see how things play out. Nothing's for sure in this world. So if you want to take caution, be cautious. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, remember, we're still like down here in various metrics. Like the volatility is low. We have no reason to think that this is the top as far as price action, as far as movements in the market, as far as indicators. So we are all the way over here. All we need is time. That's it. And I think that longer time we have, it's probably going to be a crazier push. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, just relax, take a break, go for a walk. If you need some time to see like from a larger perspective, or you just want to see where we came from, just pop open a chart where we've been, all the way down here, all the way up there, and this is only from 2015. So, look at that percentage, 55,000%. That's freaking crazy. So, if you think this market is going away, I don't see it. Everyone is still learning about it. It's not being taught in school yet. It's got massive room potential. It's going to create a lot of jobs. It's also going to displace a lot of people, but if you're ahead of the curve, there's nothing wrong with that. And personally, I prefer to buy in the red than I do in the green. I mean, sometimes I buy in the green, usually not the best option, but buying in the red is not bad. We're still holding this long-term trend line that hasn't broken. So this was bearish when we crossed this, and we had to break it. And then what happened? We couldn't break it, came back down. We broke it up here, and now we tested it. If we test it again, we test it again. It is what it is. But I don't see it going anywhere in the foreseeable future. If governments want to print out more money, they can print out more money, but we are not going anywhere in the long term. Let's see what happens. Well, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Like I said, go for a walk. Don't even look at crypto if you see everything in red and it's stressing you out. I've seen it before. Just look at your return on investment, or look at the potential areas that we could hit. Which it's difficult to take a look at the longer term perspective when you don't know what's happening. But I would say a general price range would be from like 150 to maybe 340K. Where we top out. So we have a lot of room to run, but I'll be looking at the indicators for when to exit. As of right now, I'm just gonna take a break and chill. Peace.